The 2026 FIFA World Cup was supposed to be the greatest show on earth. 48 teams. 3 host nations. 16 cities across the United States, Canada, and Mexico. But from the very first whistle, this tournament was defined not by football, but by scandal. And the scandal began before a single ball was kicked. FIFA introduced dynamic pricing for the first time in World Cup history. Final tickets skyrocketed to $11,000. Fans, players, and even politicians were outraged. Empty seats across stadiums exposed the greed at the heart of the beautiful game. But the financial scandal was just the beginning. The real earthquake struck when politics invaded the pitch. U.S. striker Folarin Balogun received a red card against Bosnia. Then President Trump personally called FIFA President Gianni Infantino. The suspension was mysteriously overturned. Political interference had breached the walls of sport. While the powerful played politics at the top, others were being shut out at the border. Somali referee Omar Artan was denied entry to the United States despite holding a diplomatic passport and a valid visa. Detained and questioned for 11 hours in Miami, he became a symbol of the tournament's immigration failures. FIFA told critics to chill and relax. The immigration failures were disgraceful. But football was about to collide with geopolitics in an even uglier way. After defeating England in the semi-final, Argentina's players brandished a banner declaring the Falkland Islands as Argentine territory. FIFA opened an investigation. The White House backed Argentina. In an instant, football became a geopolitical battlefield. Political interference off the pitch was one thing. But FIFA's commercialization was eating the game from the inside. Mandatory mid-half hydration breaks were introduced for player welfare. But fans booed them relentlessly, seeing them as thinly disguised commercial breaks. Fox aired full-screen advertisements while players drank water in the rain. The beautiful game had been Americanized. If hydration breaks felt like a money grab, what came next made them look subtle. For the first time in history, the World Cup final featured a Super Bowl-style halftime show. Justin Bieber, Shakira, Madonna, and BTS performed. The break was extended to 25 minutes. Traditionalists called it the death of football's soul. While FIFA chased every advertising dollar, the planet was paying the real price. The expanded 48-team format across an entire continent produced nearly 8 million metric tons of carbon dioxide. Travel between venues made this the dirtiest World Cup in history. FIFA's Aramco sponsorship only deepened the hypocrisy. The environmental damage was staggering. And on the ground, the infrastructure was crumbling too. Fans were told not to walk to MetLife Stadium. New Jersey Transit raised fares to $150. Pedestrians were spotted walking along Interstate 95. The car-dependent American infrastructure failed the world's biggest sporting event. Fans could not even get to the stadiums. But for thousands of workers, the problems ran much deeper. Despite FIFA's human rights policy, workers faced exploitation, protests were suppressed, and communities were displaced. The gap between FIFA's promises on paper and the reality on the ground was a chasm no investigation could bridge. FIFA's human rights promises rang hollow. And on the pitch, a different kind of injustice was unfolding. Argentina's path to the final was dogged by conspiracy theories. Disallowed goals for their opponents. Denied video reviews. Racist chants from their fans. A petition to remove them from the tournament gathered 18 million signatures. Whether real or imagined, the perception of bias was undeniable. Whether the bias was real or imagined, the damage was done. Looking back, the 2026 World Cup will be remembered for many things. Record revenues. Viral moments. Cape Verde's fairy tale. Scotland's tartan army. But above all, it will be remembered as the tournament where money, politics, and power finally eclipsed the game itself.